The Galactic Council chambers fell silent when Araya walked in. Not because of her credentials as a xenobiologist, nor her diplomatic clearance from Earth's colonial authority. They fell silent because of what walked beside her. Vexen moved like liquid shadow, 4 meters of corded muscle and obsidian scales that caught the station's artificial light in strange, unsettling ways. His eyes, 6 of them arranged in 2 vertical rows, tracked every movement in the room with predatory precision. The Kavathi delegation actually stepped back, their gill slits flaring in instinctive fear. "This is highly irregular," Ambassador Thelrax hissed, his mandibles clicking disapproval. The Zenthari representative had been preparing this complaint for weeks. That creature should be in containment, not domesticated. Araya's hand rested casually on Vexen's shoulder plate, right where the neural ridge met his spine. To anyone who understood Skarthic's physiology, the gesture was incomprehensible. That spot was a kill zone, a place where predators struck to sever motor function, yet Vexen leaned into her touch, a low rumble emanating from his chest that wasn't quite a purr but wasn't aggression either. "Vexen isn't domesticated, Ambassador," Araya said calmly. "He's family." The murmurs intensified. Even now, 3 years after the incident on Station Kepler 442, the Empire couldn't stop talking about what this human had done. It had started with a massacre. The Skarthics were the Empire's nightmare, apex, predators from a death world where even the plants had evolved venom. They'd been uplifted too quickly, given weapons before wisdom, and had torn through 2 colonized systems before the Armada finally cornered them. The retaliation had been absolute. Orbital bombardment. Biological agents. Genocide, dressed in the bureaucratic language of necessary pacification. Araya had been stationed on Kepler 442 as part of the xenobiology survey team, cataloging the aftermath. That's where she found him, a Skarthix juvenile barely 3 months old, abandoned in the ruins of a breeding warren. He was dying, his scales dulled by starvation, his limbs twisted from improper development. Every regulation said to leave him. Every protocol demanded euthanasia. The Skarthix were too dangerous, too unpredictable, too other for coexistence. Araya looked at the dying cub and saw something else. A child, alone, afraid, forsaken by a universe that had decided his entire species deserved extinction. She picked him up. She fed him. She named him Vexen. The Empire had been murmuring ever since. "Your companion has been implicated in 17 incidents," Thelrax continued, pulling up holographic reports. "Property damage, assault on security personnel, intimidation of self-defense," Araya interrupted. "Every single incident was Vexen protecting me from harassment, assault, or kidnapping attempts. Would you like to review the security footage where your nephew tried to drug my drink at the Centauri reception?" The ambassador's exoskeleton darkened, the Zenthari equivalent of a blush. The footage had been classified, but everyone knew. Araya's point stood. Counselor Mira Quinn of the Avian Concordat spoke up, her feathers ruffling with what might have been curiosity. "The question stands, Miss Araya, how? The Skarthix are biologically hardwired for aggression. Their neural architecture doesn't support pack bonding with other species. It's genetically impossible." Araya smiled, that peculiar human expression that could mean so many things. "You're right. According to your models, Vexen shouldn't be capable of loyalty, empathy, or restraint. Yet here he stands." She looked at Vexen, and something passed between them, not telepathy, but something deeper. Understanding forged through 3 years of shared meals, shared dangers, and shared trust. "Maybe," Araya continued, "your models were based on a species driven to madness by starvation, war, and extinction. Maybe you never gave them the chance to be anything else." Vexen's head lowered, resting gently against Araya's side. The gesture was unmistakable. Affection, protection, love. The council chamber stayed silent, but it was a different silence now. Uncomfortable, questioning. Later, in the observation deck overlooking the galactic core, Araya and Vexen stood together. She scratched behind his auditory ridges, a spot he'd revealed to her in their 2nd year together, a sign of ultimate trust among Skarthix. "They're afraid of you," she said quietly. "Not because of what you are, but because of what you represent." Vexen's voice was a rumble, shaped carefully through a larynx never meant for standard speech. "What do I represent change. The possibility that they were wrong, that an entire species died because the Empire couldn't see past their fear. She leaned against his bulk, this creature that could tear apart a battle mech with his bare claws. They're afraid that if one human could save one Scarthix, they'll have to face what they destroyed. His 6 eyes fixed on the stars, on the vast, empty regions where Scarthix worlds once orbited. Am I last? Araya's hand tightened on his scales. I don't know. But if you are, then the universe will remember your species through you, not as monsters, as people. The rumble in his chest deepened and his tail curled protectively around her. You saved me. I am yours. No, Araya corrected gently the way she had countless times before. You're not mine, Vexen, you're your own. And you're my family. The distinction mattered. To both of them. The Empire still murmurs about it. In diplomatic channels and military briefings, in xenobiology papers and ethical philosophy debates. They murmur about the human who defied every regulation, who raised a predator species' last child as her own, who walks through council chambers with a creature of nightmare purring at her side. They murmur because Araya and Vexene prove something terrifying. That empathy, given freely, can bridge any gap. That family is choice, not biology. That humanity's most dangerous weapon isn't technology or tactics, but the stubborn, illogical refusal to abandon hope. And somewhere in those murmurs, buried beneath fear and resentment, is a question the Empire doesn't want to ask. If humans could save the Scarthix, what else did we destroy that could have been saved? Araya doesn't care about their murmurs. She has Vexen, she has her family, and that's enough. The universe can keep murmuring.